Welcome to Milestone Minutes. I'm Tom Shanahan. These are the true stories of college football integration. Michigan State's teams led the way. One of Michigan State's greatest stars was Bubba Smith. He was a novelty in the mid-1960s when the Spartans won their national championships. There had never been a player like him, 6'8", 285, 295 pounds, with the speed of a running back. Bubba loved a parade. And he even started his own parade the day before the 1966 game of the century, Notre Dame against Michigan State at Spartan Stadium. Bubba lived in Wonders Hall, and Jimmy Ray, Michigan State's quarterback, lived in Wilson Hall. And the team always ate dinner the night before at the Kellogg Center, and then they spent the night at the Kellogg Center. So on the way to dinner, Bubba picks up Jimmy Ray and he says, "Come on, Ray, let's profile." Well, that meant he wanted to drive down Grand River and see all the fans. And what he did to take full advantage of it is he went down Shaw Lane, turned left on Hagedorn, and then onto Grand River. And then when they got to the campus part of Grand River and downtown East Lansing, the sidewalks were just jammed with fans. Jerry Markbright, who later was a longtime NFL referee and worked NFL Super Bowls, worked that game as a college referee, and he said in his career he never saw an electric moment more than Michigan State Notre Dame in the game of the century. So Bubba's car inches along, and then finally the students and fans see him because they recognize his Buick Riviera. It says Bubba on the sides, and they start chanting, "Kill, Bubba, kill." That was the popular chant of the era at Spartan Stadium. So Bubba was having a grand old time, and then he turned down towards the Kellogg Center where the team dinner was, and up behind him pulls an East Lansing cop, pulls him over. He says, "Mr. Smith, we have a warrant for your arrest. You have 300 parking tickets." So they take Bubba down to the police station, and Jimmy's with him. And Bubba tells Jimmy, Michigan State's quarterback, to call Biggie Munn, the athletic director. Biggie answers the phone, and he says, he shouts into the phone at Jimmy Ray, "That son of a bitch." And Jimmy, to this day, still doesn't know if Biggie Munn meant Bubba or the cop who arrested him. So anyways, Biggie Munn gets down to the police station, and he straightens everything out, gets Bubba out of jail. Although later, Bubba Smith, who always liked to tell a story, said that Biggie Munn confronted the East Lansing police chief and said, "Do you like your job?" Jimmy Ray said that never happened. So they get to the hotel and they have their dinner with the team. And the next game, Bubba plays great like he always does. And in fact, he broke Notre Dame quarterback Terry Hanratty's collarbone on the second series of the game. And the game ended up in an infamous 10-10 tie, and has made it one of the most memorable college football games of all time. It still stands that way. The next time Bubba was at a Michigan State parade, he was invited back as a grand marshal in the early 1980s. Now, remember, in the late 1970s and early 1980s, Bubba's retired, of course, by then. He was a popular spokesman for the Miller Light beer commercials. And in those days, light beer was something kind of new. So the catchphrase that made those commercials work is people would argue whether the beer tastes great or less filling, which was best about it.
I had my own way of tackling. I used to grab the whole backfield. Then I threw guys out until I found the one with the ball. When I started drinking beer, I did the same thing. And this is the one I'm holding on to. Light beer from Miller. It has a third less calories than the regular beer. It's less filling, and it tastes terrific, too. I also love the easy opening can.
So Bubba's the grand marshal, and he's enjoying himself going down the parade route. The older fans, he noticed, are yelling, "Kill, Bubba, kill," just like they did at the games. Then he notices a lot of sections with drunk students, and half of them are yelling, "Tastes great." The other half are yelling, "Less filling." Bubba decides that's not how he wants to be remembered at Michigan State, and his contract with Miller Lite was about to be renewed, and he walked away from a significant amount of money. But that's how big of a man Bubba Smith was on campus. He'd probably still be the biggest man on campus if Magic Johnson hadn't come along. And so that's the Bubba Smith, the man, the myth, and the legend.